Archie Sonic comics are home to such a wide variety of characters. You probably heard me say it once, and I'll say it again. There are so many characters that it'd probably take an eternity to even count them all up. Ranging from species, design, and even lore, each and every one of these guys add up to the bigger picture of aiding and enhancing the world of Sonic the Hedgehog. Regardless of how inconsequential they may seem from first glance, everyone does serve a greater purpose in the end. Sometimes there'll be the rare chance that a character will get the spotlight, and one such case of that happening is none other than the infamous Tommy the Turtle, a character that went through 3 different writers and helped Sonic learn the importance of friendship. We've got quite a bit to cover, especially with how he was handled by 3 different people. So let's not waste any more time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the life and death of Tommy the Turtle, Sonic's childhood friend. Sonic the Hedgehog issue 117's cover story introduces the world to Tommy Turtle, titled The Tortoise and the Hedgehog, written by Romy Chacon. In this story, Sonic goes undercover to rescue Tommy by disguising himself as a rabbit. He tells the story of how his cockiness got in the way of him, which resulted in him losing a race against Tommy. Definitely not the tortoise and the hare or anything, no. This is totally an Archie Sonic original. The Hedgehog sneaks through a vent to find Robotnik. The Mad Doctor makes a deal with Drago and his crew by tricking them and turning them into robots through just a handshake. The Robotnik that you see here is actually a robot that has the ability to roboticize by touch, and it looks like he's about to turn Tommy into a mindless machine, but Sonic swoops in to save the day. Sonic and Tommy escape Tony Hawk style, but Sleuth Dog throws a grenade at them. Tommy risks his life to save Sonic, with letting Sonic live another day, and learning the importance of what a true friend is. The story honestly has a pretty touching end to it, and there's even a bit devoted to learning about the relationship Tommy and Sonic had. Unfortunately, this would be devalued to an extent when just a mere 18 issues later, Romy would backtrack on this decision and come up with the bright idea of bringing him back again with a 3-part special. Issues 135 to 137 brings us back with Sonic sneaking around again. He and Tommy meet up, and Tommy brings up on how he survived, supposedly crashing out the same window Sonic did, but he was recaptured by the roboticized squad from last time, and they're back here again. Sonic and Tommy take them out, they make it to Knothole, but poor Sonic's a bit tired. It's then revealed that Tommy was actually an animatronic the entire time. Sonic's dad, Jules, steps in to save his son from getting a drill to the head, but is in critical condition because of this. With the help of the Lake of Rings, Sonic's dad is back up and running. Meanwhile, Uncle Chuck finds some evidence that may clue Sonic in on Tommy's whereabouts, so it's time for one final rescue mission to save Tommy. The Freedom Fighters infiltrate Robotnik's base, only to stumble upon a mass assembly line full of robotic doppelgangers. But even some of these clones are a bit too convincing. While Sonic and Sally rescue Tommy, the rest of the team deals with the robots. Tails comes in clutch and makes a getaway from Robotnik's forces. With Tommy saved yet again, a new question arises for the writers. What do we do with Tommy Turtle? He's already been the damsel in distress twice in a row, so what can he do to help the team? Romy Chacon and our old friend Ken Penders have some stuff in store for Tommy. At this point in Tommy's life as a freedom fighter, this is where things seem to go stale for him. After being introduced as a lab assistant in issue 146, Tommy kinda just hung around with the freedom fighters. During the worst story of all time, I mean The Good, the Bad, and the Unknown, Tommy and Tails kinda just sit around behind a computer screen. Oh, well, I mean, he does have this one moment where he saves the freedom fighters from being electrocuted, but this story kinda highlights that Tommy is just extra weight for the team to carry. He doesn't possess any speed, super strength, fighting, or strategy skills. He's smart, I guess, and gets a position at the Brain Trust, but they'll add anyone in the Brain Trust. Even Sniffly of all people gets a spot. so his inclusion is just absolutely redundant, and there isn't any sort of character development that explores more of Tommy's past. There isn't any other story to reaffirm or add more information to why Tommy Turtle is so important and why we should care that he's Sonic's best friend. There's no showing and no telling. Penders tried to remedy Tommy's lack of abilities in a pretty weird way. In issue 154, after another test on the nanites by the Brain Trust, Tommy somehow attracts the nanites and they bond to his shell, making him sprout wings and even form a jetpack for literally no reason. If this is some sort of attempt at character growth, then I'm sorry, but this is kinda pitiful. So with Tommy slowly becoming such a killjoy to the cast, we reach the climax of Tommy's time in the comics, and arguably the best part of his existence, the part where he dies. Welcome to Ian Flynn's early run in the Archie Sonic comics. During these early days, he did something I like to call Operation Clean Sweep, where various plot points were put to rest, and a lot of characters did the following. Either A, they straight up died, or B, turned evil.
Now look at you, bitchless, sans beach, as the French in France would say.
For Tommy, it's a special case, as he fits both scenarios, and it actually works. Order of Chaos expands on the nanite plot point from earlier back in issue 154, with Tommy becoming corrupted by the nanites, which are now controlled by Robotnik's robovirus son, Adam. His big plan is to round up every single Chaos Emerald in existence using this machine, the Summoning Spire, powered up by Turbo Tails and Super Shadow. Sonic arrives on the scene, and he tries buying Robotnik some time for the Egg Fleet to arrive. For now, Sonic transforms into Super Sonic to get rid of those pesky nanites. But it looks like Adam also has that advantage given to him too, transforming into Super Adam. As Turbo Tails and Super Shadow send the Chaos Emeralds out of reach, Tommy gets a bit of control before being consumed by the nanites again. He apologizes for being a burden on everyone, especially the whole nanite business. He flies in front of the Egg Fleet and sacrifices himself to destroy Adam and the nanites. What makes this death so impactful is that the reoccurring theme of second chances plays into that final stage of Tommy's life. Sonic's talked about this throughout the course of these stories, and Tommy finally returns the favor. The art also sells the impact of this confrontation. Tracy Yardley's art shown here sells the impact with the usage of the shadows and facial expressions, and really makes this death scene hit closer to home. Tommy Turtle is such a weird little guy that taught Sonic the importance of second chances and gave him a proper character arc. Even at his last moments, he wanted to pay back the chances that Sonic gave him in life. Even though he was a burden to the team, he did go out with a bang, both figuratively and literally. Tommy may be a bit lame, but he has such a short but bittersweet storyline to help him force our main protagonist on the right path.